Every day we make decisions that have the potential to change the course of our life, such as choosing which subjects to study in school, whether to ask this girl out on a date, or whether to open your own business. The choices we make every day have a huge impact on our happiness and how our happiness will turn out, but we almost never stop and think about how to actually make those choices better. First, what it actually means to make better choices in life. There are no objective criteria for what is a good decision and what is a bad one, so I want to portray better as basically more intentional or conscious. So the way I see is the key to making life better. Choices to find different ways to look within ourselves and find out how we can reveal what we really want out of a situation. In the last few years, making different life decisions and finding a series of questions will be very helpful to ask yourself. So whenever I struggle with life choices or with difficult decisions, I go through some of these questions and get an interesting answer, and it helps push my decision towards something more intentional, more conscious. So the question is, what will I regret a year from now that I didn't start today? Classic quote you probably know is the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The best good time is today. I think that often some of the most difficult decisions in life are those that start something new. For example, if I start exercising, I can always do it later, but in a year's time we will wish we had started today. And that's pretty much the basic decision. Next question, what would my mental advisory board say? And that's a really good strategy, basically that you want to formulate a mental management advisor which is helpful. A handful of people who might be living or dead, whose work or thinking you admire and appreciate, and have them in your mind as advisors. This thing is really hard to give advice to yourself, but it's very easy to give advice to other people. So zooming out a little bit and thinking what would that be as fiction or reality or whatever. So zooming out a little bit and thinking about what the fictional or real characters in my head would say in response to a situation actually helps you figure out what you personally want do in response to this situation. Next question, what is the risk of doing nothing? Now this comes into play again when we make life choices like trying something new or taking a little risk, be it quitting a job or starting a new venture or new business or whatever. Do nothing, which often seems like a safe path, but it's really worth asking yourself what are the risks of doing nothing as what will actually happen. Usually doing nothing has really zero consequences. Doing nothing is also a decision as well as doing something is a decision. If you like the video so far, I would love it if you could press the like button and subscribe. The next question is, how sure am I of this decision and how sure do I need to be? When it comes to these kind of questions, we can end up analyzing everything and overthinking things, like deciding to start my own business. I will be able to make a living full time. I thought to myself the answer is who knows, there are no certainties in life, but how sure do you have to be to try it out? Maybe you have a 30% certainty or a 30% chance you might be able to make something out it provides you put in the work. Is it worth trying with 30% certainty? I would say probably, because along the way it also gives you skills and it's fun and it helps you meet people, so you don't have to be 100% sure, because if you wait for 100% sure, then you are just basically wasting your life without making any decisions, because you will never be 100% sure. Time will never be calm. Thank you very much for watching or listening. If you liked the information presented, you may also like my other videos. See you in the next recording.